Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of ranked games that happened since the start of the new season between OSM and Ashllxyy. So we've been featuring Ashllxyy a lot. We've been casting a lot of his games recently. He is an extremely exciting player. Been consistently top 10 in the overall leaderboard for a good while now. But OSM just making his return to competitive ones and to ranked ones as of late. He tweeted out that he's going to be pushing for that rank 1 now that the new season has started, and he's already been matching up with players like Ashllxyy and Khaled and other top players as well. So this is going to be really interesting to see OSM's form against one of the informed players at the moment. Already OSM starting strong with a good flick. Infield approach really doing him favors there, opening up the angle, and you can see Ashllxyy identified that he was in a bit of trouble, tried to close the gap. OSM pulled the trigger at the perfect moment. So we did get to see some somewhat recent matches by OSM. In Salt Mine Underground, he was able to take a series against Flakes, which admittedly he should have probably lost. Flakes absolutely threw away a game that he was winning to go on to a series win. But credit to OSM, he never gave up and he came back to beat Flakes, and he came out on a 5-game thriller against Firewall in one of the later Salt Mine Underground events. So he's had a couple of series wins that are impressive. Look at this. Clean play by OSM. Very quick transition to the wall and then to the back wall and to the goal. 3-0. I think OSM's got a couple of awkward elements to his game that are causing Ashllxyy some problems. The kickoff, notably, bit of a cheeky one from OSM, bit delayed. Ashllxyy is struggling with his accuracy. That's a great recovery, but you'd expect him to be threatening the target more accurately than this. I really do expect these two to be contenders for the top spots in the ladder if they put the time in, which I'm sure they will. OSM said that he will, and Ashllxyy inevitably will continue his grind and his upward trend that he's on recently. Good read there by Ashllxyy. Positioning gets him his first goal of the game as OSM is boxed out of the mid-boost battle and unable to recover to block his goal. Looks like a bit of a missed kickoff by Ashllxyy, but he does get a piece of the ball on the way back down. OSM trying a quick turnaround. Just about gets a shot on target before Ashllxyy got there. Subtle bumps being attempted by both players. Neither player going completely all in for these bump attempts. Oh my goodness, what a flick by OSM! Ashllxyy was not ready for that one. And wow, OSM is looking sharp. There's some speedy plays already in this game. And the flicks are on point. Now, OSM's always been known for his flicks. A wide variety of them. And I think since dabbling with, and I say dabbling, I should really say mastering freestyling in Rocket League, his flick repertoire has only become all the more expansive and difficult to read. Another thing that all of you who remember watching OSM back in the day will remember. Let me just get back to the right camera here. Sorry about that. Just a little bit of a cycle around all of the wrong cameras before we get back to this one. I was going to mention, those of you who watched OSM's older 1v1 games, his rise to the top of the 1v1 tier list, he was a very bumpy player, and he was able to get wins against players like Scrubkilla in his prime, Fairy Peak in his prime. Had a great rivalry with Astral that he came out on top in the end. So he's been up there. He's been battling the very best. Ixo as well. Many matches against him. And he's been mainly a grounded player with a focus on bumps that evolved into an aerial specialist as time went on. Flip resets were added to his game pretty early on. But by the time that Ashllxyy burst onto the scene, he already had flip resets, double resets, air dribble bumps, wall shots, ceiling shots. The full offensive repertoire was his. And that's what you expect from any 1v1 player these days. He's able to challenge the top dogs in the scene. OSM's timing has been pristine. This is another perfect example of when to flick the ball. Just a pure read on what Ashllxyy's going to do there as Ashllxyy rushes off the goal line. But it's these consistent threats that OSM's able to present in these positions that makes him so dangerous. He could just flick the ball over you at any moment, and that causes you to be forced to challenge early. Because if you don't, you're just going to get outplayed as a shot comes towards you that you can't save. something else that's quite synonymous with OSM is the open shot miss. I guess that's what OSM stands for. Oh, lovely bump from Ashllxyy on the way back out of the goal. Now, of course, it wouldn't be an OSM match, it wouldn't be an OSM game if he doesn't miss at least one open net at some point. That is something that I have come to expect from him over years of commentating his games. Good to see that although he's added plenty of other things to his game, that remains consistent. Ashllxyy's coming back here. That was a great flip reset shot at the near post. OSM crushes a kickoff, but Ashllxyy tries to just fake it. And I don't know if that's going to work out all that well. He's in a bit of trouble here, but does he have the 50-50? Yes, he does. Ashllxyy really doesn't want to commit to this, but he should have. OSM has not fallen for any of those fake jumps, and he advances to a 3-goal lead again. But really, Ashllxyy in that position was jumping, double jumping, underneath the ball, beside the ball, to try and get OSM to back off. Trying to convince OSM, hey look, I'm hitting the ball away, you need to leave. But OSM could see that's not what was happening. Ashllxyy was just faking. Great turnaround there on the wall from Ashllxyy to keep OSM from counter-attacking. But with time running out, OSM stands to win the first of the games we're going to watch today and puts himself ahead by 4 in style. And that will be the end of the game. I was half expecting it, but I wasn't sure because Ashllxyy was still half flipping there. But that's the end of the game here. We're going to watch one more. OSM's looking good. This is great form for him. Ashllxyy didn't play a bad game. I think he just had no read on OSM, at least not yet. And OSM had some great timing on his flicks every time. He seemed to know when Ashllxyy's challenging. Anyway, let's get into the second game and see how that one goes. And game 2 will be on another stadium with no crowd. We're on Urban. I say no crowd, actually. Beckwick Park does have a small golf clapping audience. But we'll have trains in the background for the rematch, and this was a game that was played immediately after the one that we just saw. So no players in between these to throw off the reads. Doesn't seem to have helped Ashllxyy at all as he struggles to predict OSM once again. And a huge dunk gives OSM a lead, which Ashllxyy will be pretty annoyed by, because when you've just come off a loss against someone, you don't want 50-50s to be flying into your net. You don't want to get dunked on. You don't want kickoffs to go against you. These are all the most tilting things that can happen in 1v1. But Ashllxyy is a grinder, and I'm sure he's going to stick in this one. Oh, he's lucky to be alive there, though. OSM lands right behind him and almost takes him out of the game. Vision was there for Ashllxyy as he comes off the wall. Won't have a flip though, at least not yet, and he didn't land on the ball. Not sure if he was going for some kind of a flip reset 50-50 there. It didn't work out if that's what he was aiming for. And there's our one open net miss of the game for OSM already. He's getting it out of the way, and it was a tough one, to be fair, with not a lot of boost and a good bit of distance to shoot from. Ashllxyy will tie it up though. It's a ground game specialist battle that we're seeing at the moment. Timing on flicks has been key. Ashllxyy just doesn't have an answer for this kickoff from OSM. I don't believe this. Delayed approach has worked so well. You got to hand it to OSM here. He's mixing it up. He's slowing down his approach on some kickoffs and he's speed flipping on other ones. So it's really difficult to know when he's coming forward for the ball. And look at the timing once again. I mean, how OSM can be this consistent with his reads on Ashllxyy's challenges, I don't know, because Ashllxyy mixes it up. He doesn't come forward every single time in a hurry. He does fake a lot of challenges. He sometimes goes full reactive mode with shadow defense. OSM's able to predict him the majority of the time, it would seem. And this kickoff is a really difficult one to counter. The delayed approach has been killing it for OSM. That being said, Ashllxyy puts in back-to-back kickoff goals of his own. Just solid kickoff mechanics there, and he gets on the right side of the ball both times. A lot of you will already know that when you're looking at these kickoff goals these days, direct kickoff goals in 1v1, there's two things you want to watch out for, and one of them is which way is the opponent flipping? Which way are they flipping? Are they going in the outside or are they going in the inside of the ball? And also, where are they coming from? Are they coming from goal side, or again, are they coming from an outside of the ball angle? Are they coming in sideways? When players end up flipping in opposite directions, see what happens here. They do actually both flip the same way, but when players flip in the opposite direction, the player who commits more on the side of the ball usually wins the kickoff. But when they flip in the same direction, like what we saw there, the player who's more goal side usually wins. So it's really quite simple most of the time. It looks a bit random when you first start watching 1v1. It's difficult to see how there's any kind of strategy going on here, but just keep an eye on all these kickoffs. When you do see kickoff goals, what's going on? Who is flipping from goal side, and are the players flipping the same way? Those are the two things you want to check for. It's a great way in your own games to kind of level out kickoff mismatch when you're struggling. I'll have to make a tutorial about this at some point though, because I know explaining it in the middle of a show match can be difficult to grasp. OSM now. Going for another early play, but that's not an irritable bump. He's gone for a fast recovery under this and does well. That is a great play by OSM. Timing is the key for OSM's offense at the moment. Reacting to Ashllxyy will not get the job done. You have to predict him because he's a bit too quick to play off you know, pure reaction time. You need to be able to know what he's doing ahead of time, or at least give a good guess. But you'll notice all of OSM's outplays, when he's knocked the ball over the top of Ashllxyy's early challenges, they're safe outplays. And what I mean by that is that he's not waiting for Ashllxyy to be too close to him to go for the outplay. He's not giving opportunities for dunks to happen. He's making sure to hit the ball nice and early. And even if Ashllxyy doesn't go, well, he's still going to have to jump up and take control of the ball, use a little bit of boost to get a clear. So it's not a high-risk strategy for OSM. Going early, flicking the ball early, shooting early is almost always a safer option when you're against someone who's good at sneaking in those challenges. Ashllxyy with a huge angle on the dribble up, maybe a little bit too much actually, but OSM's early challenge will not make contact to the ball, and Ashllxyy works it around that back corner and into the open net. So initially what it looked like it might be a heavy touch for Ashllxyy worked out there. OSM came charging across to cut off that huge angle that Ashllxyy was building for himself. Ashllxyy's speed too good on that aerial. OSM gets a huge hit on him though. No touch on the ball. OSM trying to get a glancing blow on that as he takes it to the back corner. Ashllxyy with no vision, but still able to get the ball over OSM. It's gone wide though, and look at OSM's recovery. Identified that there was no threat of a shot, so played for that boost. Ashllxyy doesn't want to give OSM any space to build up these flicks and get these dribbles started. It's a phenomenal first touch from Ashllxyy in the air though. Oh my goodness, what a save by OSM though. Ashllxyy absolutely nailed that one, and OSM was right in the way of him. Solid save to keep the game at a deadlock. Not the best first touch by OSM. The second one's a great one though. However, it's put them all in, and Ashllxyy's able to read OSM's air dribble just as well as OSM read Ashllxyy's. So this is really good defending from both players. High risk strategies, and Ashllxyy's the first one to punish that risk. OSM trying to neutralize the kickoff in the middle, but Ashllxyy's got into the side boost first. Very risky challenge though, and it has gone in. Ashllxyy side onto the ball in the back corner. That is a rookie mistake, as any 50-50 can it can easily go into your own net in those kind of positions, and if not your own net, then definitely a risky position. Ashllxyy can make up for it with the last regulation time play of the game, and he will. What speed from Ashllxyy, and he's even going to slow roll it a little bit as he stops the ball on the goal line. My goodness, that transition was quick from the wall to the ground and then into a demo. OSM is running out of time. Still has an opportunity to take control though. Ashllxyy's boost starved. He's been forced to chase, but he's grabbed the corner boost in the process. That should be game. OSM can't catch it, and Ashllxyy gets some of his rank points back. I don't think he got them all back, because I believe at this point Ashllxyy was higher rated than OSM, although I'm not 100% sure about that. They are both very close in the leaderboard last time I checked. I'll have another look here. But good form. Both players in very good form. There's Ashllxyy at number 4 and OSM at number 12. I expect to see them both contesting for those top spots at the start of this season and continuing on into the season should they keep the grind up. Yeah, after having difficulties early on with the OSM's dribbles and OSM's timing in particular, Ashllxyy seemed to take a strong kickoff advantage. He made the necessary adaptations to stop OSM from throwing in those cheeky kickoffs and got the win in that rematch. I don't think there's any other games played between these two this season. These are the only two I could see on the database, but I would love to see a series between the two, of course. They seem like a great match for each other. Let me know in the comments what other series you want to see being played. in the coming weeks and months. Now that the new season started, what players are you excited about getting into a 1v1 environment once again? For now though guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.